recording started again. Perfect. So yeah, now we can run through what the cards are. Yeah, for doing the interactive demo, I was thinking we could do kind of similar what we did for Bumper Bots, where it can be the audience versus Brian.
The audience versus Brian. That's probably a good idea. Brian isn't very good at these games.
So we can, as a group, we can all decide what we're going to do, how we're going to take out Brian. I've done it before lots of times. I'll help you out. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. I don't mind.
Okay, so what deck set do you want to play?
So yeah, in the game there is 4 decks. There's 4 recommended deck sets. You can actually select kind of whatever you want. So we have So we got 4 deck sets here. So what do people think? What do people want to see? There's a balanced deck set, which is kind of like the recommended starter one that people can play. And then there is the defend and the attack deck set. These ones are cool. It depends on which kind of style you want to play. Defend means that the game lasts a little bit longer. Obviously, there's a lot more defense and healing and lots of strategic. When are you going to activate your machine? And then the attack is very kind of fast-paced, being able to attack and take health, and there's not a lot of defense in it. It's actually a lot of stealing and just trying to see who can whittle down the opponent. And then the sacrifice deck set has some kind of more unique cards, different styles. It's very cool kind of cards and actions you can do that kind of combine together, and it's a lot more for advanced users who want to kind of create their own deck sets. After you finish the sacrifice deck set, you can definitely create your own. But does anybody see any of those deck sets that they like and want to pick? Oh, I can probably just switch it over here as well, should I? I'm sorry. I should have been doing this before. So yeah, vote in the. Oh, okay. How do you do votes?
You can.
I thought people do votes. Polls. I never looked up how to do polls on Twitch, so I just put in the chat what you think you want to see. We're all Twitch professionals here, are we? This isn't our second day Twitch streaming. This is. So, does anybody in the comments want to just mention which one? Feel free to give a recommendation, and we'll set it up.
What do you think? Attack? I like attack.
I like attack too. It's got the werewolf in it,
Ooh.
which is cool. Werewolf was always fun to show off.
Yeah.
There's a bit of a delay on this, so I'll just wait a second. But we can set up the. Oh, sorry, you're gonna need it. That's very true.
Zombie, succubus, manticore, lich, werewolf, wraith. None of those. None of those. Wraith, lich, manticore, vampire.
Do you want to switch back to the game board?
I'm sorry. Sorry about that, guys.
And just talk through each of the different types of cards?
Yes.
Or
So.
if Brian wants to set up and Owen wants to talk through them, or vice
Yeah.
versa?
So what are the top 2? Zombie and succubus?
Zombie and succubus.
So actually, yeah, we're actually it's in the same process. So you have to choose 2 basic creatures for your deck set, and in the attack deck set, it is the zombie, scary zombie, slowly in a forest or swamp or something, and then the succubus, who is a big hitter with she's the strongest defense or strongest basic creature with 3 attack. So if you want an aggressive game, definitely pick the succubus. And then for the advanced creatures, this is kind of where players can choose what kind of army they want and their composition of their abilities. And also, it has this cool creature, the werewolf. And it has 2 blue dice, That's because it has a very unique ability that it can attack with both its actions. It has no defending abilities. So if you can take someone's defense out with one of their attacks and then go in for the kill and take their health as well and do a steal attack. So that's a very useful one. Then you have the Wraith, like a ghost-like creature, who has kind of a strong attack of 4, but then a weak defense of 3. It's still pretty good defense, I suppose. And you have the powerful Lich, who is a magic wielder and is able to create strong defenses and is a little bit more intelligent. So he gives you a red dice and a blue dice, and he also is able to steal for 2 health. So if the opportunity arises, the Lich can take away your health. That's pretty cool. And then a big hitter, the Manticore, which just looks cool. It's like a tiger with a scorpion tail. Or a lion, sorry, with a scorpion tail. Very cool. 5 attack, big defense, and he gives you red dice. Strong attack.
Manticore is a good choice.
Yeah.
So as you saw, guys, while we were setting up, there's tons and tons of different decks that you can swap in and out depending on the type of game you like to play. So the game has huge replayability. If you're interested, I think doing the maths on it, there's about 15,000 different combinations if you're really dedicated and want to play them all. Do let us know how it goes. We didn't even get through all 15,000 ourselves, so here's hoping someday someone will. In the basic setup of the game, both players start with the 3 basic spell sets. You've already seen basic summon and learn a spell, and advanced summon and cast a curse already. The third spell set that we don't use in the quick game is the Mythic Ritual and the Aura, which lets you learn the spell sets. Lets you learn the spell to summon the really big hitters of the game, and lets you learn an Aura, which gives you a real boost to your attack.
Hopefully we will show that off.
Hopefully.
Yeah, it's actually easier to learn the Aura than the Mythic Creature, but the Aura is, if you can get it right, it can be stronger than the Mythic Creature if your army composition is just correct.
It suits it well, yeah.
The
spell sets have stayed the same for this one, so you've got heal and steal, you've got attack, and you've got steal. So attack and heal are fairly straightforward. We just lower each other's health or boost our own. Steal is, if you can attack health directly, you can steal it from them and gain it yourself. The auras which have come into play for this game are a boost to attacking with any of your advanced creatures, and your steal, which gives you a boost to any of your creatures who use the steal ability, like the werewolf or the lich or Legba, who's one of our mythic creatures who does big damage.
I love the artwork for Bloodthirsty as well. It's very cool.
Yeah.
Very scary.
The curses are the same as last time as well, where you had so they'll kick in at the start of the player's turn for 3 turns. So you have one that steals 2 of their health and one that does 3 damage.
Not a whole lot of defense. Don't see a whole lot of defending abilities here.
Very little to no defense.
Yeah. It's all about healing, taking the health off of their opponent, or just doing damage.
Yeah.
It can be tricky.
So, in the full version of the game, as opposed to the quick play version, for the first turn, neither of us can attack each other, just to give each player a chance to get on their feet. And the player who goes second will
get an extra dice.
Will get an extra dice, an extra blue dice, just for the first turn, just to offset that first player advantage.
3.
3. 1. I go first.
Yeah.
I don't get the extra dice, but I do get to go first. So, my 3 basic creatures give me 3 blue dice, 1 each. So.
Alright, so in the comments, get ready guys, and we'll do an interactive demo of it. And I'll show you the dice I get, and I'll show you the kind of options we can pick.
So, I'm going to use my wild card and my circle to advance summon a creature. I'm going to sacrifice my succubus. I got rid of her early in the game. And I'm going to go for a Manticore. I like an Alb Manticore. He gains me a blue and a red dice, and he's got a good attack and defense. Now, as you may have seen in the quick play game, Owen would now take his turn, but in the full version, I'll use up all of my dice, and then Owen will take his turn completely. So I'll use my final symbol to defend with my Griffin for 2, and that's the end of my turn.
Nice. Okay. So we get 4 blue dice. We're gonna roll. Ooh, it's a good spread. It's a good spread. Okay, so we got 2 Mercury, 1 Salt, and 1 Wild card. So I want to. We can advance summon a creature.
You can basic summon. So with the basic summon, a creature will add to your army. With an advanced summon, you'll replace a weaker creature with a stronger one. You'll still gain an extra dice because the advanced creatures give you 2 dice, and they can do a bit more damage as well.
Yeah. So in the chat, put down. So we can advance summon and basic summon in the same go, or we can do a balanced approach where we do 1 summon and we defend for a little bit just in case Brian attacks, or we can. So those are 2 options. So should we go balanced approach, or should we go all out summon? So all summon or balanced. Yeah, mention it in the chat there, and we'll see how it goes. If we go all summon, we get a good jump in, but Brian could attack us and take away some of our health. He'd probably do that as well. But we have lots of health. We have 30 health. So it's a tough choice. So all summon or balanced. What do people think? If you have an opinion, chuck it in the comments or in the chat.
First shout wins it. Can you hear that? Sorry guys, we're just going to close the door here beside us. Our neighbourhood is full of kids, and best we can tell, I like the door closed. Best we can tell, all of those children get murdered on a daily basis, based on the amount of screams that happen. So since they're all getting up out of bed now, I'm going to just close the door.
So if no one mentions the chat in the next 15 seconds, I'll just go all summon, and we'll see how it goes. But yeah, feel free to get involved if you want to in the chat, with all summon or balanced, if you want to. Okay, alright, so we're just going to go all summon then, and we'll see how that goes. So I'm going to put 1 on the basic creature, and I'll take out the zombie, and I'll summon an advanced creature, and I'll get rid of Succubus.
Oh. Everyone sacrifices Succubus.
Now, does anybody want a specific creature? So werewolf, or the lich. Werewolf or lich. If you can mention it in the next 20 seconds, I'll do it. Werewolf or lich. The lich is pretty cool. It's got a big strong defense. But the werewolf can do lots and lots of attacks.
Oh, I forgot he had 2 different attacks.
So you can take out your defense and
steal your health.
Get your health down. Okay, so we will pick the werewolf, because I like the werewolf. Werewolf is pretty cool. And that's our go over. So, Brian, you.
Right, so with my advanced creature, I now have an extra red dice. So I still have my 3 blue and my red. Roll my dice. I'm going to do an advanced summon again. Oh no, I have to... Sorry, Ankylosaurus. I have to sacrifice my Ankylosaurus. He's a trooper, but he's got to go. And I'm gonna go for a werewolf as well, just while all the cool kids are doing it.
I'm cool.
Sorry. All the other kids.
Oh.
I'm going to defend for 4 with my Manticore. And I'm going to attack for 2 with my Griffin.
First blood. That's what we probably get for not defending. Not doing any sort of defense. We get 5 blue dice. Power dice. Nice, good roll.
Plenty of wild cards in there.
So we got a few choices here. So this is the roll that we got, and as you can see, we could do an aura if we wanted to. Which is, it's a bit early in the game for an aura, but if we have the aura early, then as we use our attacks and stuff more often, they'll become more and more useful. But I don't know if that's gonna work. It's a tough one. So I think for the first one, I think aura is a little bit too early for aura at the moment. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use these 2 Mercury, and we're going to do a basic summon of a Succubus. And yeah, I think we're gonna have to do an advanced summon again. Advanced summon.
Oh,
Straight away.
nice. Repeated basic and advanced summon is great if you can roll the dice for it.
That's the one. And we're gonna go for Lich. So we have the Lich and the Werewolf working together in harmony. And then for the other one, I will defend with the Lich.
Oh, nice. So my werewolf now gives me an extra dice.
Nice.
Oh, nice indeed. So my defense is in a pretty good position. So I think I'm going to follow Owen's strategy of summoning a basic creature and immediately sacrificing it to summon an advanced creature. So Owen seems to be favouring the steel one. So I'm going to place my zombie and immediately sacrifice him. And I'm going to summon an advanced creature. And I'm going to go for another Manticore.
Manticore's good.
Manticore is good. And just because I can, I'm going to attack Owen for 3.
Oh! So I lose 3 defense, and I've got 1 left on the Lich.
When you're defending with creatures, their shields will protect your life points, but you can't re-defend with a creature until they have run out of shields completely. So I've weakened his Lich down to 1 shield, but he can't re-defend or top that up until all those shields are gone. So the defender gets to choose where the shields come off, so it's usually a good idea to clear off creatures as much as possible, rather than leave 1 on all of them, because it'll mean you're not in a position to add to your defense.
An extra blue, an extra red. Oh, we haven't rolled it. Robux. Huh?
Yeah.
Sorry guys, I just realised that we were rolling on the ground when we could be rolling in a box. Alright, I'll summon a basic creature just to finish off this squad.
So Owen's up now to 6 creatures, which is the maximum he can have. So any creatures he summons at this point now, he's going to have to sacrifice 1 to replace it.
Alright, and I will learn a spell set
Ooh.
of the attack set. And I will do 7 points of damage.
Oh, so I have 4 and 2. So I just take 1 damage.
And then we're going to use this.
No.
I know. We're going to use this to attack the werewolf. Rawr. And just 2 damage.
So I take 2 damage, but because he's stealing my health, Owen regains that 2 extra health back.
Full health.
I also gain an extra blue and a red now.
Ooh, good roll.
Ooh. Oh, to just go... I feel like I just want to go basic advanced again.
That's good.
Just want to keep bolstering up my army so I can roll as many dice as possible. I'll take the old Succubus in. I'll advanced summon a creature, so I'm going to sacrifice my succubus. You serve me well, brave succubus.
If anybody has any comments or they want to change or see a specific card happening or anything, feel free to mention it, and we will try and do it.
I'm going to go for the Lich this time. Add him into my bank of creatures. So I have a lot I could do, but I feel like I need to take one turn to. Have you got 1 health? Okay. So I'm gonna defend with these 2 guys. No, I'm not. I'm gonna defend with this guy for 4. So I have a little bit of defense there. I'm going to use this dice to attack Owen with a steal ability for 2. So he only has 1 shield. So he loses 1 health and I gain 1 back. And I'm going to carry over a dice to the next turn. So players in this game can carry over up to 2 blue or 2 red dice each turn. And re-roll them again with the next one. So that is a spare dice that I have carried over for the next turn.
Yeah, you have to re-roll it with the rest of them, but it's still very useful. So I have, again, extra blue dice. My latest basic creature.
So I'm hoping my extra red dice, which has more of these wildcard symbols and more of these triangle symbols, will give me a better chance of summoning an advanced creature. Maybe get one of the really big hitters of the game out into play. That's what I'm hoping.
I want to advance summon. Get rid of Succubus. I have to get this guy. What do you think? Why would you pick this guy? He doesn't even give you red dice. But I believe in the ghosts and our ghostly powers. Alright. So, 7 points of damage.
7 points of damage, so I can defend 4 of that. I forgot about that bleeding spell.
And I will do 4 points of damage.
Oof.
And I'll do 3 points of damage to the werewolf. And the ghost comes into play already. I'll do 2 more points of damage. And I'll defend for 2.
A paltry little 2 defense. So, my creatures will give me 3 red dice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blue dice. I'm going to steal one of those. And I carry over my 1 red dice from last time. Oh, it's a lot of wild cards.
It's a good roll, guys.
Wild cards.
I don't think it's going to work out for us, guys. We're winning, though. We are winning.
I'm going to do a mythic. I'm going to learn a mythic ritual. So I have a choice between Legba, who can steal 5 health, Baphomet, who can do 7 damage, or Chimera. Chimera is one of my favorites. He's got a special place in my heart because he gets you 3 dice and he can do 10 damage, but he only gives you 1 red dice. So you have to roll really well to attack with him.
I've seen empires fall and rise because of Chimera.
Yeah.
It's a tough one.
Chimera can make and break a game. I'm gonna go for Baphomet. I'm gonna play it a little bit safe. I'm gonna use these 2 horns to learn a spell. Since Owen's left himself mostly vulnerable, I'm gonna go for a steal. What dice have I got left? So let's say I use them for my steal. Use them to attack. I can use that to. What have you got? 2 shields? I'm going to attack with my griffin for 2 to get rid of those shields. And I'm now going to pull a real power move because I'm going to defend nothing, but I'm going to steal 2, 4, 6, 9 points of.
Nice.
So Owen loses 9 and I gain 9. putting me temporarily in the lead. But because I have not defended it at all, I feel like that may come back to bite me.
I also think this.
And by may come back to bite me, I mean almost immediately.
Alright, so we get an extra blue dice because of our rate. The ghost powers. Alright, Kira. We'll see what happens.
Oh, you get a mythic creature. Get a mythic creature and do nothing else. Don't attack Brian.
I'm hearing something.
I think you guys agree with me that Owen shouldn't attack me. He should just squander his dice.
And this is the kind of point, which is a point where a wise dice summoner would calculate and figure out the right amount of points to win. But that's not how I like to do it. I like to trust my army. And I'll trust that they're set up correctly and that they're ready to fight. And I'll just send out the orders. So first, my wizard, or actually, it's actually me technically, will send a fireball and a magic arrow over.
Oh. Down to 18 health.
18 health. Now the ghost will attack for 4.
14 health.
And then the werewolf will come straight in and attack her.
11. This isn't looking good, guys. I should have defended.
I don't think I'll be able to kill them in this go, but what we can do is we can set ourselves up for the next round. And so what I'm going to do is one way of doing this. Alright, so I'm going to learn a spell, and it's going to be
Another attack spell.
This is pretty good. It's a good way of if you have dice left over, spells that you can use are a good way of kind of keeping it in check. Then I'm going to defend for 4 on the ditch. I will
Do it.
No, I'll defend.
Ah.
Okay, so I'm defending for both of those. So that's so we have a total defense of 10. I'm hoping that does enough to stop Brian's very steely army, but I doubt it.
So I need 6 blue, and I need 3 red. So I'm very exposed, and I'm relatively low on health. So I need a whopper of a. Oh, that's not good.
See, this is the problem as well when it comes to mythic creatures. Is if you do decide to summon a mythic creature, you're using all your best dice to summon that mythic creature. So because I'm not summoning a mythic creature, I have 2 turns pretty much where I can I have a bit of an advantage. Of course, after those 2 turns, if I'm not able to do enough damage, then Brian has summoned a very powerful monster, and I am in trouble.
Decisions, Owen. Decisions.
You gonna summon him, or are you not gonna summon him? That's the biggest decision.
Yeah, you see, I need to because these 2 dice are the dice that I need to use to defend if I have any chance of surviving another turn. However, if I get Baphomet out, I don't put up any defense, and Owen's going to kill me because I only have 11 health. I think I have to wait until I roll more and better dice. So, I'm gonna have to delay it a turn.
That's
Right.
a tough choice.
It's always a tough choice. Now I can't decide what to do. Okay, let's throw up some defense. I've gotta make sure I survive the next turn. Survive to get a chance to throw up a defense. Throw up an attack. What the hell have you got? 10.
10 perfect defense, right?
Yeah. I don't think I'd get through it even to get my healing and stealing on. So,
If you rolled some more circles, you could have.
I could have, yeah. If only I'd rolled better, I'd have won. That will be carved on my tombstone.
That's another element of Dice Summoners is the choosing between what dice you expect to get from the dice you're going to pick up. So it's not just about getting all the dice and then getting the strongest monsters, because usually the strongest monsters require the strongest dice or the best dice rolls. So you need a bit of a variety, which is why like Brian and me have kept the Griffin this entire time. Griffin's pretty. He uses the worst dice in the game, but it's always nice to have somewhere to put those dice.
Yeah, at the start of the game, you use a lot of those dice, the little horned guys, and they are great when you have an abundance of creatures. But as you start getting more and more advanced creatures, you need more triangle symbols and more circles. So you have to keep a little bit of balance in your army. So I learned a spell there because I have a lot of these little horn guys that I can't use, which is usually my downfall in this game. I advance too quickly without balancing my attacks. I'm going to heal for 6 points to stave off to unchum the water if I can. Then,
if you don't do any attacks, I don't have to defend. Oh my god.
I know. He's trying to bait me into not attacking him. But you see, if I don't attack him in any way, he already has a defensive wall there, and he can just concentrate all his ability on attacking, which I need to mitigate. So I'm going to summon another basic creature to do exactly not what. And then I'm going to attack him for 3 with that basic creature.
Mankylosaurus.
Take that.
How about you?
So that may not have been the best turn for me, but I need to learn to roll better. So you'd think after the thousands of times I've played this game, I'd have a better strategy than this, but
Alright.
Ruh-roh.
So we'll start off with a 4.
It's 4 off shields, still protecting myself. I was just leaning into the attack now.
7.
7. That's another 4 off shields. 3 off health.
Another 7.
Down to 7 health. I'm pretty confident I'm going to die.
This is maybe, who knows. And a 3 on the werewolf as he slashes into you.
And down to 4. Owen still has 3 dice. He just needs to take 4 health off me.
And
I think this is a good time to declare myself the winner as we wrap up this.
I'm gonna learn a new spell set. Get a new spell and another fireball.
Oh, not necessary.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
It attacks me for a final 4 and I'm dead.
Victory.
So as you can see there, once you learn a spell or summon a creature, you can use it to attack or defend or use its ability straight away. Owen only barely got me. I probably should have put a bit more defense on my.
You had the mythic creature. If that mythic creature came out, I would have been a different game.
Yeah, it's a balance of trying to get it out when you're in a good position and timing your attacks and that properly. So guys, that was the attack set. That was the attack set. As you saw, there are lots of different sets that you can put up in the middle of the game, depending on what type of strategy you want to play, or what type of game you want to play, even what creatures you just like. I love the Velociraptor. He's always a go-to for me.
Velociraptor's cool. I'm a big werewolf fan.
Yeah.
Just because, defending. I'm sure someone else can defend.
So guys, if you have just joined us halfway through this game, this is Dice Summoners, a 2-player card and dice game. We are selling it on our shop, www.dag.irish. You can go on there, you can sign up to our mailing list, which will enter you in a competition to win one of these lovely playmats. Also, if you buy a playmat or a game on our website, you can use the code UKGE2020 to get €5 off any purchase, and anything you buy will automatically enter you into the competition. We'll be doing the draw for it this evening at around 8 o'clock. If you have bought a playmat from us online and you enter and win the competition, we will refund you fully for the playmat and we will send you out a shiny brand new one. This game is up on Board Game Arena at the moment in alpha. We're hoping to get it to beta and published as soon as we can, but there is a link there in the chat shortly for checking it out if you're interested in giving it a try.
We'll also post on the mailing list once it becomes beta, and it won't be premium game, so anybody will be able to play it. So it'll hopefully be next week. You'll be able to see it, and then you can play the game on Board Game Arena, and if you like it, buy it.
We do have 2 more games that we are demoing this afternoon. Princess Snowball is going to be at 12 o'clock, I think. Am I right in saying that?
Yep.
12 o'clock. A fun little escape room type game where you're trying to rescue a little girl's bunny from the clutches of evil scientists.
Just a question that was, do you have any games translated into French? So currently we don't, but we're hoping that on Board Game Arena.
Yeah, so we take into account the fact that translating games, as board game designers, we will spend time to figure out how games can be translated. Dice Summoner's a little bit tricky because we have some cards which are like this, which means we have to redo the whole card. However, luckily, in Board Game Arena, everything is translatable. So we can translate the entire game, and it's all done using computers and technology. And if you are French and you want to play this game in French and you know a little bit of English, you could definitely help us out. Once the game goes to beta, we will have translations available. And if you want to, you can put in translations for French, and then the game will be available in French. So it's great.
If you do not speak English or your English isn't great, most of these cards are done with symbols. Get that over to Owen there to show you. Most of them are done with symbols. The only issue might be the actual rule book, but you can figure out most of the cards just from their symbols, hopefully.
Yeah, it's a lot of symbology. This game was actually initially made in Montreal, Canada, in French. However, it was tricky to keep up 2 languages, and I'm not good with French. So we stuck with English.
We are hoping to have translations either available or as part of our future games. We'll look at if we actually I could probably just go and ask someone to translate the rulebook for us. Leave that with me. But if you follow us on social media or we're on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, or you sign up to our mailing list, we'll let you know as soon as something like that comes up. We'll probably just stick up the rules online in other languages for people to download and translate them. Or for download and use them, apologies. The other game we are demoing this afternoon at 2 o'clock is Bumper Bots on Titan. Another game of ours which is a chaotic worker placement game where you're trying to colonize Saturn's moon of Titan, but your workers may not exactly go where you want them to. Sometimes they just run off by themselves and go do their own thing. So it's a fun little balancing game of trying to get crazy little robots on a moon in space to do what you want, in combination with bumping other people into vortexes.
Yeah, Elgaride has said, okay, great, thanks, my English is not that bad, but my friends are struggling playing games only in English, and well, I prefer playing with other people. Thanks. We will definitely mention it in our social media once translations become available. So once French becomes available, if you follow us on Instagram or social media, you'll find out.
The links are just on the banner below the video.
Yeah, just below the video you can find the links to all our social media.
Thanks.
As I said, if you are happy enough with English and you can read the rules to your friends, most of the cards can be fairly easily understood without having to translate anything, because of all the symbols that are on them. So it is a good game in that regard. We will do our best to get translations up for this and the other games going forward. Thanks, guys. Have I forgotten anything? Yes, we are on Discord and Twitch all day. Feel free to hang around. We'll be ending this stream for a while, but we'll be back at 12 o'clock with Save Princess Snowball.
Yeah.
Alright.
Sorry. A lot of things came up. It's copy.
Also, Kira is going to post the badge link there for attending. Thank you very much, guys. You can click that and get your complimentary badge.
Cool. We'll see you in about an hour for Save Princess Snowball.
Yeah, we'll be here for a couple more minutes. If anyone has any more questions or anything like that, we'll do our best to answer.
Cheers.
Thanks, guys.